Hello, my name is Chris, and you are watching VSense. So on today's video, we are going to be talking about a very iconic fragrance from the house of Armani. This is part of their PRIVÉ collection. So their PRIVÉ is essentially their private line of fragrances. You know, they're not mass market. They're going to have a lot more expensive and raw ingredients inside of them. They've had this like light, airy, fresh side of fragrances in their Privé line. So the original ones came in those transparent bottles with the black lids. And then they recreated some of them to be kind of in an Arabic type of, incensey ouds. And they were the black bottles with gold tops on them. And then they came out with a range that's a little unique. And they are a colored bottle. Look at that bottle, by the way. It's absolutely gorgeous. They have a green one, a red one, a turquoise one. I believe they've came out with a pink one, and then this blue one. This is BLEU LAZULI, and it is one of those fragrances that they launched, and it's a special one to them. First and foremost, we just want to talk about how absolutely gorgeous this bottle is. I mean, the glass is heavy, it feels expensive, the color in it, the detail in it, it's absolutely gorgeous. I think that they did an absolutely nice job with it. This is gold, the top. Although, I mean, I have a complaint with these tops. They're not as heavy as you'd think they are, but, versus the original Privé line to this one, it's a lot better than what it used to be because they were kind of cheap and light and plasticky. This is still a little plasticky, but you can definitely see that they've put a little bit more money into it. It is a little bit heavier now, and it does match the bottle, so it's absolutely gorgeous. Very simplistic design, and it does absolutely look good on everyone's vanity or in your perfume collection. Rouge Malachi is another one. Like I said, it's the red one, and that one smells delicious as well. They've also came out with one which I've been interested in, and I found it, but I, was too late to purchase it, and I was beating myself up for not purchasing it. And that one was a New York edition, which was, I believe, a white bottle just like this, and it had a purple top, and it was their limited edition New York edition of a fragrance, and it was very unique to itself. It looked good. But this one, like I said, is BLEU LAZULI. This fragrance, like all of Armani's fragrances, is marketed and distributed by L'Oreal. The scent itself was released in 2018, so it's a little old. It's not, super new. It's not super old either. It's fairly still modern. It's still with the times. It's still a good scent. It was created by the perfumer Pascal Guérin, and I'm not very much familiar with his work, but, this is an amazing scent, I've got to say. Reading the actual description of this scent, I was very... I was thinking, oh, this is going to be a very sweet, feminine fragrance. And although this fragrance is marketed for men and women, I definitely thought, this is going to be more on the feminine side. I'm not wrong on that. It can be a little bit more feminine than it can be masculine, but it has a lot of masculine traits to it. So the fragrance itself is kind of a very unique twist. So it's kind of like a masculine fragrance when it comes to DNA, but it has a little bit of a feminine touch to it, which puts it right in the middle, right as a very androgynous scent. So it can be worn by both men and women, and I definitely do think that that's fully, universal, and everyone can wear this fragrance. And that's the nice thing about it. So in the top, we've got mate tea. We also have cardamom and bergamot. You definitely get that mate tea, it's very light, you get that bergamot. It's not very prominent, the bergamot. It's a very light, clean note over the top that you do get. And then the cardamom is there. Cardamom to me is one of those scents that really just cleans up a fragrance. It adds a little bit of a rawness to it, but it also cleans it up. We see that in oud wood, where oud can be a little bit of a heavy scent, but then cardamom comes in and cleans it up, and this is, very similar to that. It has those tea notes, it has the bergamot in it, but it also has the cardamom to just clean up and make it modern and refined and fresh. And I definitely think that the top notes on this are very pleasing. They're very universal and can be loved by almost everyone, you know, so this can be loved by either someone that's, you know, in their 40s to 50s and someone that's in their 20s. And I think that's a really great fragrance to be able to, you know, have everyone love it essentially. The middle notes are going to be jasmine, plum, and osmanthus. This one is definitely plum heavy. It's a very unique plum, you know, it's not like your Toba Color by Dior's plum. This is a very nice, sweet plum, but it's not overly sweet to the point where you're like, God, this is too much, because Toba Color is vanilla and it also is tobacco and it's plum, and that one can be a little bit too sweet for most people. This one definitely has a plum scent in there, but at the same time, it's just really refined. It's very clean. It's kind of like a diluted plum. So you do get the plumminess, you know, the sweetness, that dark, seductive type of scent, but it does come off, you know, a little bit lighter, a little bit more refined. So it is like a really good wine. It has its sweetness to it, but it's also very soft, the sweetness. It's not right in your face, like boom, pop. So I definitely think that that really makes the fragrance a little bit better, if you ask me. Then in the base, you're going to get sandalwood, honey tobacco, as well as vanilla. So again, this scent, reading the notes, is one of those scents that you would definitely think, God, this is going to be a overly sweet fragrance. It's going to be overly floral and overly fruity. And it does have those notes, but I don't know what they do in this scent to really make it, God, it's really good. The thing about this scent is when you first spray it on, it does have those elements where you're like, this is going to be very sweet, it's going to be floral, it's going to have way too much of the, you know, clinginess, way too much of the overly, you know, sweetness over the top, and it does have that in the beginning. And then it dries down, and I think the tobacco in there really comes into play, the sandalwood, the tea comes in, the cardamom, and the plum, you know, just everything just kind of refines itself and really just creates a really magnificent fragrance. The longevity on this, let me just tell you that it is really good. So you can get anywhere from 5 to 8 hours on this fragrance. It is an eau de parfum. Typically, eau de parfums don't really mean anything anymore because, you know, you'll get an eau de parfum that lasts 2 hours. And with this one itself, I definitely do see the longevity. I do see the projection. It's not going to be one of those that has a big sillage and trails. So when you walk by someone, they're going to smell you very ever so slightly. But it's not going to be one of those scents where you're going to be like, oh, that person, you know, across the room smells really good, because it's not that type of fragrance itself. I do definitely think that the price point for this is kind of high. So for the small guy in this one, you'd be paying $231, and that's for a 50 ml or 1.7 ounce bottle. For a larger one like this one, it would be $321, and that is for 3.4 ounces or 100 ml. I'm sorry, that's 326, not 321. Anywho, yeah, it is pretty pricey, you know. It's not as pricey as, let's say, something like Killian or something like Tom Ford, which those are, you know, off the charts expensive, but it is pretty pricey. It's one of their more pricier scents from the brand itself. So anytime you see a colored bottle like this or one of the black bottles, they're going to have that price point, which is a little bit higher up than, you know, you usually would. Now, the thing about this one is I purchased it on FragranceNet. So I've spoken about FragranceNet quite a bit, and the thing about FragranceNet is if you go and look, so my trick is this. So I will go and, you know, search fragrances that I think, you know, I want to, you know, look into, you know, so I search in the brand, I search in the private range if they have it on FragranceNet, of course. And then, you know, I add it to cart, add it to cart, add it to cart, and then I click out of that window because it typically saves. And then I go back and look up Acqua di Parma online on Google search. And then, you know, whatever first bottle pops up with a FragranceNet link, I click on that because then it adds a 40% discount coupon code to your cart. So whatever price, you know, you see online is the price you're going to get. Because if you don't do that, you typically pay a little bit more. So this guy came out to be around $180, $190. It's pretty pricey, I know. But it is one of those scents that is a lot cheaper than what it would have been at the retailers. So Neiman Marcus or Saks, and Armani's website, it's very, their shopping experience not the best buying from them directly. But you typically can get discount codes with Armani, but the PRIVÉ line's typically excluded. So that's the only crappy thing about doing that, is that you want to go on Armani's website as well sometimes and shop on there, because you'll get coupon codes, you'll get, 40% off, you'll get buy one, get one free type of things on Armani's website. But the thing about it, like I said, PRIVÉ is typically excluded. If you ever find it, they're never in stock. And that's really disheartening, because you go on Armani's website and you're like, oh, I'm gonna buy Rose Milano, and then you go onto the website and it's sold out, and you never typically find what you want. So now this one is a tester, so the box comes like this, so don't expect a really nice box. This is Armani's tester box, so it's fairly, simplistic, nothing on it. But at the end, who really cares with a bottle this gorgeous? I mean, if you don't like the color blue, I think you would definitely appreciate this bottle, because it's just absolutely so good looking. And I don't know, they did a really nice job with this scent. The perfume bottle is nice, the quality is nice, the fragrance smell is good, you get longevity, you get quality. So, I mean, I typically don't say go out and buy the full priced one, but if you cannot find this on a discounter, I would definitely go get a sample and try it out, because it is one of those that I would definitely look at myself going to the retailer and paying full price for. That's how much I do recommend this scent. So yeah, check it out. I hope you guys enjoyed watching today's review video of Armani Privé BLEU LAZULI, and I hope you guys tune in for more videos. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to comment and subscribe. I look forward to seeing you again. Bye.